Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
What's going on, everybody? This is Ryan, the Live to Die email guy.
Blah, blah, blah.
And I had a quick email from Megan Krantz, Live to Die superfan.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's how she signed her thing, by the way.
Oh,
No,
hell
I'm just
yeah.
joking.
I thought you said crayons for a second, and I was like,
Yeah, Megan, we'll just say Megan K to keep it thing. But she actually sent in an Appendix N that I thought would be really fun to
fuck
share.
Yes.
Cool.
So, yeah, she's catching up with the show, but she just got to the one about Appendix N, which wasn't that far ago. Megan, are you caught up now?
Probably.
Months
Yeah,
ago,
maybe.
bro.
Yeah, that was a couple months ago. So
Well, because we recorded that a couple months ago. That only aired several weeks ago.
Yeah, this email just came in a little while ago, but there was some stuff on here that I totally knew. But then there's a lot of stuff on here that was like, I've never heard of this before.
I
So I
love
kind of
this.
I was really excited to share this. And I'm just going to go down the list. I'll say these kind of slowly, mostly so Trent can comprehend what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And second,
You may hear water boiling in the background, which we'll pause for in a second because I'm making Trent coffee.
I need it.
yeah, it's good stuff. And then just to say, like, have you heard of this before? Because a lot of it I haven't.
Okay.
So here's her list. This is an expansive list. So Megan, we
Fuck
really
yes.
appreciate it. So books,
Okay.
Del Toro Quest series by Emily Rhoda.
No.
Never
Okay.
heard of it.
Yeah,
Add it to the
no,
list.
I'm adding the Animorphs series by K.A. Applegate.
fuck
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, okay, cool.
absolutely.
You guys are cooler than
Some
me.
of the best,
Mm-hmm.
most fascinating depictions of the cost of war in like YA fiction
Nice.
ever
Yeah.
I
written.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Then the Young Wizards series by Diane Duane.
No, but now I'm interested.
This one's super obscure. The Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan, Brandon
Super
Sanderson.
obscure. Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
obscure.
never. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
Probably never. You could never make it into a TV
they're
show.
thin
Never,
books too,
never.
right? There's only like 70, 80 pages each. Yeah, so
Just casual 300-page chapters.
Isn't,
What does everything smell like to
aren't
parent?
there like 15 books or some crazy number?
I think there's like 12. The big thing was
big
books.
difference there.
Well, no, books
so
like
crazy.
so. The first 3 books really well paced for giant, epic, thick books. Pretty good. Books 4 through 7. If you're a fan, you love them, but they're like so little. It's like first few books, a book will cover a lot of things happening between the start and the end. There's a chunk in the middle where just like, oh my god, I just read 800 pages across 45 characters, and I think it only covered like 2 weeks of time.
Wow.
And then the author found out he was dying, and they sped up a lot.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. But his book did get finished because the last few years of his life, he worked with Sanderson and handed off all of his notes. And
Sir
Sanderson
Brandon
finished
Sanderson
it with
took it all on. Yeah.
Jordan's wife.
that's how
finished
Game
the
of Thrones
series.
is going to get finished.
Brandon Sanderson
Brandon
just finished
Sanderson.
another
Brandon
people's
Sanderson.
series.
Brandon Sanderson's like famous for like finishing 1,300-page bookends like over a weekend, right?
What with
Yeah,
COVID, he just casually wrote like
casually
5
wrote
extra
5
fucking
extra
books.
books. Yeah.
So if Martin has 1,200 pages, he
Yeah.
only needs to like
He
10
just
minutes
needs
to
10
work.
minutes
Yeah.
of work. Yeah, he'll be done. Like, just change this.
That's
and
Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
We call him the finisher.
yeah, no kidding.
I don't know why that's so funny. So next up's the Graceling series. There's a lot of series by Kristen Cashore.
That one sounds kind of familiar, but I don't think.
The Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir.
No, Jesus.
And the Abortion trilogy by Garth Nix. I've never heard of any of these. I need
No,
to
I've
go.
never heard of any of those either.
I imagine.
now I'm super excited.
Abortion
I
trilogy?
imagine, Megan, you've got these
No.
books stacked all around your house, and
Yeah,
like
called The
one
Handmaid's
series
Tale.
is like a coffee table height. These and then some movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think is really cool because those are like kind of like serious camp, like campy serious.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I really
Yeah,
dig
yeah,
that. She says the original Star Wars trilogy, Pacific
Oh,
Rim,
yeah, those are good.
Pacific Rim,
I like them.
and
But
then
I'm just saying,
sure, no, this really,
the
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah. Games anywhere, and she says any BioWare game. She says particularly
Yeah,
Dragon Age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the BioWare games, I definitely got.
Oh, God,
I
the
played,
BioWare games are
Yeah.
fun.
I played
Mass
all the
Effect.
Dragon
Yeah, they're great.
Age. I really
Yeah.
Mass Effect is really really awesome, but I think
What was your favorite Dragon Age?
the second one.
Whoa.
I do feel like the gameplay felt
I liked it,
very
yeah.
new and interesting
Is that a
in the second
controversial
one.
answer?
It is to
Yeah.
me.
It is.
I think.
yeah.
I think
It
I
was
liked.
the EA one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, that one was EA. I really liked
EA
Dragon Age
Sports.
1, the Dragon Age
Did the
2.
game.
I like Dragon Age and the Mass Effect because it's
Patch.
like a little more action than RPG, and for video games, that's kind of what I want. For maybe like a computer, like a handhold, like maybe a little more RPG. But I just really dug that, and
Well-
I played like a sword and board. Which is-
Inquisition was phenomenal.
Oh
yeah.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of.
And then Veilguard, if you haven't played it,
I haven't played
is even better than that,
Really?
in my
Really?
opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll say, because I think it is BioWare, my OG BioWare game is Neverwinter Nights.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sure,
'Cause
sure.
that was
That's the
BioWare,
Real
right?
OG.
Yeah.
What was the first BioWare Dungeons and Dragons game? Was it
Was it
Neverwinter Nights?
It may have been. I don't know. Because they
Yeah,
didn't do
maybe. I'm not
Icewind Dale,
sure.
did they?
No, well,
I
because
don't
I
think so.
played Icewind Dale and I played Baldur's Gate 2, but I don't think those were BioWare.
Oh, dude, Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic.
She's
yeah,
talking about
KOTOR.
yeah. She said her first Pathfinder character, a half oracle or a orcicle. Andra. She said her.
That sounds like something Lauren
Yeah.
would think
An
of.
Oracle.
And Andra, her name was Andra Redgrave, and was named after her Knights of the Old Republic protagonist. And I've
Yeah.
never played Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, it's
yeah,
good.
but she said
It's
she
great.
named her after Andromeda Cass, so Andra
Oh,
Redgrave.
fuck
That's really
yeah.
cool. Everybody here's cooler than I am, and I don't know any of these books either. So, yeah, she didn't
Awesome.
know. So, Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon.
Oh,
She's loving
great.
this show. We love you too. She's running a new Owlcat Kingmaker game. So
oh,
yeah,
fuck yes.
we like Kingmaker
And
too, Megan
you.
K. We
Thank you
appreciate
so
you.
much.
Thanks for calling in.
I also
Or,
like Owlcat a lot.
emailing.
Apparently, there's
Yeah.
a Neverwinter Nights Kingmaker computer game.
There may be a mod for it. I mean, there's the Owlcat.
No, it's listed under there.
There's literally
Yeah,
a
thanks.
Kingmaker game.
It says Forgotten Realms Neverwinter Nights Kingmaker includes 3 modules.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there. What Kingmaker? It was a
It's
like sort of
old.
pseudo expansion for the original Neverwinter, because the original
Oh.
Neverwinter Nights is either 2001 or
Oh.
2002
Hmm.
BioWare, and then they released 2.5 expansions, including the Kingmaker pack. Anyway, Ike and I.
Wow.
How do you remember all that?
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's like games and their versions, NFL contracts.
Yeah.
What was the fourth
Draft
Mass
info.
Effect?
Yeah, draft analysis.
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Which I really enjoyed. The
didn't play
gameplay
it.
of was super interesting.
I loved Mass Effect, man.
Good shit.
I really liked it a lot.
We were talking about it a little bit. I can't remember if we were either recording. It was either in the Talk Ahead episode or not at all recorded. Other role-playing games that are worth checking out. By the time this airs, this will be so old news, but holy shit, Claire Obscure Expedition 33
Yeah.
is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trent and I and Jared were all talking. It's on consoles. You can play it on a console.
Just listeners, if you have an extra console or a really $6,000-$7,000 gaming PC just laying around,
Oh,
just
it's not that
mail
much.
it to me. Mail
It's
it to
not
James'
nearly
address.
that
His
much.
address is. I'm just joking.
You can do something for under 2,000 easy.
Which
If you have an
just
extra,
casually-
extra under 2,000
I
just
built mine
laying
for
around,
1,000.
I don't want to
Just
buy
send
the
it to
Switch
the-
2
That's fine.
because
Yeah.
it's 400.
dude, the Switch 2. I'm looking for them used. I just want to only if you have an extra OLED Switch just laying around, just send it to the Patreon address.
There's no
and,
address.
I'll add the address.
We're
when
gonna
James is looking.
give you Trent's
yeah,
address.
Trent is Ryan's
still.
house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just mail it to Trent's house. Come at 8:15 on a Sunday after I've fought those guys from the Talkback show, and then we'll wake up Trent and we'll play some.
I do
we'll
have
play
a
some Switch.
baseball bat next to my bed. I'm just
I
saying.
bet he does.
You know what I have
Yeah.
next to my bed?
Oh
A
no.
hammer.
Oh.
Jane got her car got broken into. And we were like, "What do we have?" And like, I don't know. Let's put a hammer next to our bed.
Hey man,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't want to
if
say
I broke into your house and you came out with a hammer, I would go. I'd be like, nah, it's just not.
I
not
have a
worth it.
solid wood bat, which means when I hit your head, my hands are going to hurt.
Yeah.
But it's going to be worth it.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm
Meryl.
just gonna run.
Swing away.
Swing away.
Awesome. Well, I love getting the stuff. I also did see that there was some email stuff that's come in. Do you mind if I talk about the other email?
Go
things?
ahead. Yeah, sure.
We are totally behind. I meant to launch season 2 with some art, but we're now a year into season 2. Are we 2 years into season 2?
I don't think we're quite
It's been
2 years in.
84
I don't remember.
years.
Anyway, we do need to commission some art for season 2. Although it is nice that like we know the characters that have survived long enough that even if I commission art and you die next week,
We do have
Mm-hmm.
a whole host of people that can be drawn or painted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
A
so we'll have
lot.
to
Yeah,
pick.
it's like a really
I was
cool.
just looking at artists
Yeah.
literally last night. So
I've
we
got a
should do
whole
that.
bunch that I'm in touch with too, like regularly for commissions.
Have you ever-
Honest,
Have you ever seen the Owlcat? The King, not the Owlcat. Who made the Kingmaker game?
Owlcat?
Owlcat Kingmaker.
Yeah.
It's like a screensaver that has all the cast of characters on it.
Oh,
It'd
no,
be
I've never
really
seen it.
cool if we could get that, but just change the heads out and put Nikolai's head here, Nikolai's
Yeah.
and
That would be
Lucky's
dope.
head there.
I would
That'd be
love
really
to
badass.
see people's own interpretations of what the characters look like. because it's like a radio show,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
inevitably going to have an image
Yep.
in your head of what the person looks like. So
This specific email that James is talking about is from Stephen Leibowitz. Thanks for emailing in. He had a lot of really cool ideas. Do we know Stephen?
no.
He's
don't think
been
so.
listening for a while. He's
No, we
not,
just like
yeah.
Steven the horse.
dead.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah. Stephen had a real, he's like, would really, he said there was season 1 art on the Instagram. We haven't got
Yeah.
season 2 stuff yet. And he also had a really cool idea for specific episodes. And this necessarily isn't a ton of other work for James.
God, that coffee
But to
smells
put
amazing.
the characters and the players' names on the show notes to be like, oh, Jared's playing this
Oh,
guy
like
and
the
Jared
cast.
plays that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which I thought was a cool idea
That
too.
is a
So
cool
we
idea.
appreciate you, Stephen, for writing in. And
We're probably
Yeah.
all dudes, so our voices sound
Yeah.
fairly similar.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Mhm.
fair.
when I do a Southern accent, it's like, is that Jonas or is that Red? I
Well,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got it.
I don't know.
Oh,
Jared's voice is
yeah.
pretty
Underdark
specific.
denizens
Yep.
now.
Oh, look at the foam.
The old,
Mm.
yep.
So I will say for our listeners, I'm not a coffee drinker. I used to be a barista, so I can make a latte, but I don't like make drip coffee ever. So I may be serving Ryan and Trent horrible fucking coffee.
That's like a vegetarian working
That's
at a
right.
meat
They,
shop.
they gave you the
No,
instructions.
it smells
If it's
great.
bad,
It
it's on
looks
that.
awesome.
I think I may have let it steep for a minute too long though, and I'm a little
There's-
nervous
that's
about
not
that.
It's
possible.
stringingly hot.
That's not a thing.
That's my favorite.
It's
All right.
Oh, I didn't realize you could put your finger in the tea.
He just puts it down.
I'll just save this for later.
All right, folks. Well, you know what time it is.
Game time.
Initiative.
Is that the?
Yep, straight into initiative.
Is that the segue? Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
the
mean,
segue.
All right.
It's not my best, but we're fucking here.
All right.
Just take it. So all of you arrive up after about a day's ride, a very easy day's ride, up at Oleg's. You roll into town, and the atmosphere is a little off, but not horrible. People are happy to see you. Lucky gets some odd looks. They refer to the incident a couple days ago. And there is like
God.
one sort of like small square where there is like a tent set up. And you just see that like on some of the walls of some of the buildings around that square is just like blood and scorch marks.
I was gonna say, is there like the dusting of a person?
Yeah,
Like the ashen imprint of a person?
No, there's not full like thunderbolts
Okay.
sort of shadow there. Also, really
Was that good?
movie. It was the best Marvel
Awesome.
movie I've seen in like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Everybody said best since Endgame.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's really, really good. So you're in town. We don't have to get super deep into the role play because we're back in the Pathfinder. We have the research system and
So since this is a new, like, part of our town, I think maybe we have a town hall here. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Can we do? Are
More
the listeners
patches.
excited about back-to-back town hall episodes?
We have to do a traveling town hall every
Traveling
now
Is
and then.
there
hall.
a Gregory here?
no.
Yeah.
Just lucky.
Ligori?
Allegory. Allegory.
Legorima. Never mind.
Lucagori.
Allegory.
Al
Oh,
Legori.
wow.
Damn it.
That's a
Allegorical
great
to Gregory.
we give patch out for that. That was really good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Nerds.
Fucking allegory.
Al.
God.
I think I might
Legori.
make that into like a fancy character now, Mr. Allegory.
Yeah.
Name's Owl.
He just compares one thing to another
Always.
all day.
All the time.
Yeah.
Stop speaking in metaphors, please.
Well, really, this thing that happened, it's a lot like.
I don't trade in colloquialisms.
So,
God, that movie's so good.
wait, what movie are you talking about now?
D&D.
The D&D
Oh.
movie
You
is
could
really
do
good.
Metaf the Oracle.
I'm losing
Metaphorical.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, metaphorical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one took me a second. I was
I
like,
got it.
Sorry.
I
the
was there.
class is 4?
Boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metaf.
So,
Oracle.
how do you all want to go about conducting investigations on this first day? Remember, there's slightly different research checks you can do, but you can basically always do oh well, actually no, there's no you can always do. So you found a cult site. What type of checks do you want to do to kind of look into this cult, try to research around? These are going to be kind of narrower. Takes a day of work for each check.
Yeah, mine's always going to be
Dang,
diplomacy.
a day of work.
Gathering information.
Yeah.
I'll aid somebody doing that.
Okay.
I'm not a talker.
Yeah, I'm not trained in diplomacy.
Trent
at
does
all.
not go back and listen to the episodes where
Mhm.
him and I buddy cop conversationally people. He says he's
Touch
not a
the
talker.
sword.
Touch it.
Those have been my favorite
It's so
moments.
Yeah, it's funnier after the fact.
I want to go talk to leadership, but I don't want to like Oleg. But I don't want to waste my diplomacy roll on.
Well, it's
I'll
like,
go. I can do that. Yeah.
narratively, you can do all
Sure,
of this.
yeah.
Additionally, your research for the day will be mechanically a check.
You know
Yeah.
what I want to do? I want to go see Oleg and see if he slips any details about what old Shady McShadystein over here did.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. Lucky, what type of check do you want to make looking into the cult activity here, seeing if you can find where it traces back to or where it came from?
I think it would be more probably society.
Okay,
Just kind of observing and listening around town. I don't think he's
sure.
asking any direct questions. I think there's also like maybe people aren't super willing to talk to him at the moment for whatever reason.
Could be anything.
So I
Or
think
maybe
it's
that's
more,
why they want to talk to him. They're like, "We'll say anything you want."
more observational,
Yeah.
maybe talking occasionally like up to someone about the comings and goings.
All right, start making those rolls
Let's
around the
do it.
table.
I want to aid you, so hang on. I'm going to aid with intimidation.
That's a good roll.
That's not bad.
See what
I
happens.
got a
So yeah,
massive
you talk to
bonus for this.
you are able to talk to Oleg Nikolai, and he's sort of like he gives you the yes, I Lucky was in town with a few individuals. We didn't see much of them, but they were an odd group. Everyone was worried after the disappearance of that merchant family. The guards for that merchant family, the guards were still around. They weren't looking for a different family. No other family existed. And
That feels pointed.
Yeah. Man, he was staring directly into my soul. Oh, Freddie, you're awesome.
but whatever they found, they've cordoned off many of the old tunnels that we've turned into, like sort of the sewer systems connected to the wells. And the guards were covering up I only caught a bit of a look at it, a body of a man and then some beast all torn to shreds.
Hate that.
Are there hunters here in Oleg's?
Yeah, there's some warden presence.
If it ends up where I need to do a roll, I'll do that. I'll talk to the hunters to see if they've seen weird shit.
So let's talk about rolls around the table. See if you get any research points for today's work.
Gather information.
Yep.
Did you aid?
Yeah, I have a 24
And it's
with intimidation. I'm an expert.
Nice.
24, so +1.
Damn
And
it.
then, so that would put me at a 26 total.
You're able to talk around town. You don't get any so let's do the whole table. 26. What'd you get, Lucky?
33.
Damn, that's a high number.
Mm-hmm.
Jason. Oh. Dun dun.
32.
God damn.
Yeah, 2 natural 18s today.
I got a 19.
Nice.
Nice.
I've
So-
rolled an 18 before.
It happens occasionally.
It's
So
happened
in
to me
talking
before.
around, you're all engaging a lot with the people in the community, and what you're able to find out is not very much.
Okay.
You're
Bunch of idiots around here.
well, they're sort of like we don't know like the underground where supposedly things went down is all sort of like cordoned off. No one's been going in there. No one really wants to. We're all too scared. So that's the narrative. The mechanical is that basically it seems like none of you did checks with the correct skills that would have kind of been able to advance this. It seems like
Yeah.
the community doesn't have a lot of knowledge, so it's really going to be
Okay.
the cult and what's left in their place, like any of their notes or any of their symbols. So it's going to be really going into these caverns and doing checks related maybe more to occultism. Think about maybe religion,
Okay.
or perhaps like some of the first world or things like that you're encountering.
I will say that if people are around Arthur at all, if they're within 15 feet of him, maybe, that they are certainly less frightened, if that makes sense. Mechanically, they are less frightened.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. They've gone from frightened 0 to frightened 0, but they
Yeah.
feel better about it.
Yeah,
But you are aiding with intimidation.
Yeah.
true.
Be scared, just not of me,
Yeah.
but
Just like
also
Jamie
not
Lannister.
You
not
could be
anything
scared
else.
of me, but
It's like,
not.
oh,
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
mind. It's you.
You're like Jamie Lannister. You're really hot. Everybody thinks you're cool, but they're also scared to shit of you because
True.
you just killed
True.
the king.
I do look a lot
But all,
like
of his
Jamie
but all of his
Lannister.
family's dead.
That's true.
Oh, man.
True.
So you're a Stark.
Yeah.
Wow. Just not Ned.
Oh.
No.
Is Biff Ned
Oh.
in
He has
this
his
story? Yeah. And he keeps coming back to life.
That That guy we
Oh
killed.
my God, Biff is John.
This is Jonas.
That guy we killed in
He's the bastard son too. Nice job.
Wow.
the bandit place. That's Ned.
Mm.
It's the only
Oh,
one
yeah.
who's got his head chopped
So
off.
now we're going to go into day 2. Of
Yeah, let's go to day
research?
2.
Okay.
And kinda
So
do
I
some
guess
checks.
just talking about. So we've heard something about sewers, right?
Yeah, so you all kind of knew that there was
Knew
there.
there
So
were
you go in there.
sewers. I'm going to, if you'll allow it,
Okay.
use a lore architecture to like kind of. Okay, if they're in the sewers, like what would make like the logistical parts, like where would be the good entrances, and like
So
once we were in the sewers, like kind of
you've
where do we think
they
they
can
would
all
base
point
it
you
at?
in. Like they,
Oh,
they-
sure.
if people know how to get in and out. They've just been cordoned off. So you can get let through the police line basically into
Okay.
it.
Yeah, let's just
I
go
mean, I
down
think
there.
we
Yeah.
just all go down there.
Yeah.
You can. So what sort of checks do you want to make checking out this, like these caves that were turned into experiment rooms, worship places?
Well,
Oh,
I'll
we
do a
limited-
religion check.
Cool. Religion's great.
Can I just do a perception and see what I can find, or should I try to do religion?
So perception would be much more like if we were in exploration, but we're almost
Okay.
in downtime.
Oh,
mode. Think
okay.
of it more like that. So
Oh,
like, yeah, you look
baby.
around, you find all sorts of stuff, but making sense of what you find is going to be sort of the research check.
I'll
Are
do,
you doing religion?
Yeah.
I'll do nature then.
I'll do Fey lore.
Ooh, okay.
Is the lore architecture a decent idea?
Probably
No,
not in this
probably
case.
not.
You have occultism?
I don't. I'm not a culty at all.
Arcana?
No, I don't have that either.
Religion?
I don't have. How about I've got a really high thievery?
Sure.
No, it's not gonna work.
Do you want to assist
Can
someone?
I diplomancy the walls? Yeah, I'll assist somebody with who's doing Nate? I'll
You don't
assist the
need to
Baron in
assist me.
nature. Oh, I know. Baron's like I'm rolling 18s
I
over
just
here.
rolled a 20.
Nice.
Jesus.
I did too.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I rolled a 26 total, so it's not bad.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Can
Okay.
I do it society? Will society be at least adjacent to something?
No, because in this
DM's
case,
rolling.
it's not so much questioning
Damn
people.
it.
It really is
Damn it.
looking into this cult.
Jonas is useless. Smappy, come help me. What skills does Smappy have?
You have nature?
Smappy is just trying to take a sick day.
Yeah, I could just roll nature just to have it, but I
Yeah.
know I don't know if it's going to double anything. So
I'm doing religion instead.
Oh, you're doing religion.
Yeah, I'm
instead of
doing
yeah,
nature?
in that
Okay.
case, yeah,
So you do nature?
25 nature.
What are you doing, Phalor?
26 Fey lore.
All right, so let's talk about what happened. So Phalor, Phalor 26, you gain a research point. You're able to start piecing together some
Sweet.
materials.
Hell yeah.
Trent, crit success on religion, John.
Yeah, with 32 and a crit 6 and
Okay.
a
You
natural
gain
20.
2 more off of that, putting you at 3 research points.
Sick.
Jason, you also crit,
34.
so you're
Religion.
at 5 research points.
Nice.
Nature reveals nothing here. You feel like it's
Do you see what he made me do?
gonna be a rough. It's gonna be a rough Ryan
Needs
moment.
What about
religion
this
in your
skill?
life.
No. What about this skill? Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, you can use
the-
that. How about a 25? No.
It's the nature of your character.
Yeah.
Boo.
Dang.
I'm not giving you a patch for that.
I'm just not very attractive down here in the sewer.
The artifacts of this cult are not charmed by your presence. Because in this case, this is much more of like cataloging evidence. This is looking through what can we find here. Whereas your first couple bits were like the lodge, what happened? It's the people around the hunting area. Who can we talk to? What have they seen? Now it's piecing the material. So what I'll say is you have gained enough research points today where you have gone over a new information threshold.
Yes.
Nice.
Now, you do feel like there is still even more to learn here. You haven't maxed out this research site. But let's say at the end of the day, you're able to piece together that part of it is because you found, remember we talked about how like in that cellar, they create like little almost experiment rooms. Like you find multiple bodies, dead human bodies, or like dead people bodies, and then also dead monster bodies. So you get a lot more bodies to like really look at and research more and just look for consistencies. And so what you're able to see is that like those who are suffering from this curse seem to show no symptoms until they're right near the end. A lot of the notes that you're picking up from this cult and the experience there seems to be that like it's only at that point when crippling pain starts to ripple like throughout their entire body like water in a small pond.
You sure that Alien isn't an inspiration for this game?
It might be. The type of creature that emerges from the victim's body appears, according to their notes, unpredictable. And even all the bodies you're finding in there is like there's no consistency in the creatures. It's not like this or that or always these things. There is a note here. You do find a note and piece it together that it may be possible to save someone from the curse if the affliction can be detected before the eruption. At that point, they're dead.
No
Not
symptoms.
a good enough reason to say eruption.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. They can save someone from the curse if the affliction can be detected before it runs its course.
There you go. That's
Okay.
lovely.
But doing so would be difficult because right now, no, this is you suspect it will be difficult because you're finding notes from these cultists that it seems to have. There seem to be reports of groups doing this work across whole chunks of the Northern River Kingdoms, most of the stolen lands.
Goddamn.
Like not just one or two places, like quite widespread.
I'm going
and
to have to cut off a lot of heads.
And you are already
Mhm.
starting to hear like daily words rolling back in that like this is happening in other places. You're hearing it from elsewhere. Finally, you are noting that while a wide range of like names and informations are showing up in like the communications between the cult here and whoever else they were working with, it does seem to be an over-representation in the bodies of the cultists that you found murdered here of goblins.
Interesting.
Offensive.
So,
Hmm.
and it looks like a lot of the, I mean, it seems like if you're following names and naming conventions, like a lot of the maybe more original cult members were goblins. Maybe spreading wide beyond their influence now. All right, you spent 2 days up at Oleg's. You want to keep doing some more research, trying to find some stuff out?
I mean, I think we have 3 leads.
Was Knock Knock from this cult?
Did any of our research like point to any languages that these cults may speak?
Not consistently. Like right now, it's in a bunch of different languages, the different notes and communications between people. But you haven't finished looking through all like the materials here yet. So
Okay.
you feel like if you were to spend another couple days, you might be able to find more.
Okay, so there's more to find here.
Yes,
Okay,
this,
cool.
you feel like there is still more research points available at this. Like mechanically, you have not exhausted this
At Oleg's
site.
or just that site specifically?
The whole Oleg cult situation.
Okay. I think the 3 kind of most obvious leads are now we have the goblin thing, so we can do a little bit
Yeah.
of research on that. We have the guards, because apparently those are the same guards that were protecting this merchant family. Maybe they have information.
Okay.
I think some medicine
And-
on the bodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was planning to do
And
that.
then this priest that's wandering out here somewhere can maybe
I
help
forgot
us.
about them priests.
Medicine or survival on the bodies might work. We'll
So
have
what
to
I'll
ask
say
James.
is I'll just kind of let you know that like the bodies aren't providing you a whole lot of new stuff. Most of what you're getting is from the notes of the cult here
Okay.
in their communication. So
I'll just be like, Laku's the forensic acumen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks,
That
Lauren.
person's dead.
not dead.
I can maybe do medicine, but I think maybe we
You can keep
look
making the same
elsewhere.
checks.
Okay.
Like there's generally just more evidence to
Okay.
look
Okay.
through. Like
Sure.
Okay.
think very like, and they gloss over it in the movie, but if you've read Lord of the Rings, you know the whole like Gandalf researching the ring thing after Bilbo's birthday
Yeah.
is actually like a couple of years, I think, in the
It's like
books.
18 years.
It's
okay.
It's an incredible amount of
It's like
years.
a decade or something.
yeah, it's like
Decade
it's a long
plus.
time.
I
So
just
it's-
learned recently that Gandalf is like thousands of years old.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he's a nigh god
Yeah.
creature. And
Yeah.
anyway,
17 years he was gone.
Mhm.
yeah. So think this is sort of that bit where like you have a lot of information in front of you, but it isn't just like let me read it. Like you're trying to piece it together and pull notes. So
Cool.
Well,
so yeah.
let's
So you
roll
know
again.
first world lore, you know religion are both like giving you results. So do you want to do some more look into that, Johnsky?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do first world.
there's one of those patches.
Oh,
I'll roll nature again just to see if I can roll super high.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
You rolled like I did.
Nature doesn't
Nay.
need to be giving you anything at a cult site.
I got a 16 in religion this time.
Cool. Yeah. Then you don't learn anything new.
27 in
Really dense.
religion.
Okay, that's one
Nice-
more research
Nice
point.
job.
I got a 23 failure.
Okay, it's another one. So you're at 2. You haven't crossed any new thresholds. You do feel like there's still more research points available
Okay.
at this place. So you want to go to day 4.
Sure.
Continue to look through this. Like at this point, you're like cataloging stuff. You're trying to piece it all to like make sure you have everything, group it in the right bits.
Can
I
we
imagine
like,
you.
pay someone to run back and forth between
Oh yeah, you mean,
town in here
oh you
to
were
give
under
us
town.
updates?
Sure.
You were underneath the town.
No, I mean
To-
Oh, Shatter
Shatter
Shield.
Shield.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to
yeah.
make sure that we're gone 4 days. Nothing's going on.
No, you have civil servants and such. This is only like this is an easy day's ride between the two.
Right.
Send
Okay.
ravens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, another patch getting called in.
I rolled a natural 1.
Hey, and another patch getting called in.
That heat cooled off quick.
Yeah.
That's better.
That's much better.
Tracking how many days you're at this. You're on day. Yeah. All right. What do we got, folks?
31.
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
24 Baylor or First World War.
Okay.
27 nature.
Ooh,
Doesn't do
nice.
anything, but thank you.
He's trying. 25 religion.
Okay, and that is enough.
Hell yeah.
The end of this day, at the end of day 4, this is day 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do feel like you've exhausted all the research here. Like you've gotten everything you could possibly get from the site. But that last piece of information was just enough to take you over another threshold. Armed with knowledge of your previous research, you are able to kind of confirm that the bodies spawning the strange plant growth and monsters, they have very small, teeny, difficult to spot black seeds embedded in their throat,
Oh, okay.
esophagus, and stomach linings.
Gross.
These
Excuse me,
seeds-
sir.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just take a look in your stomach real quick?
Remember, they exploded.
Open your
So-
mouth.
I want to do an esophageal inspection.
The
Nikolai's doing
seeds-
free clinic stuff,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
like,
It's a
There's
diplomacy
seeds in
check
your
for
throat.
esophageal
Yeah.
inspections, right?
Yeah, DC 15.
Got it. Oh yeah, that's I have a assurance.
The seeds seem to be mostly inert, but evidence suggests it only takes one active seed to trigger the effect.
Damn.
now that we know there are seeds, can we try to keep it from running its course, as it were?
In some cases, so like you now know for sure that this affliction is gained via ingestion,
Okay.
Mm.
and so
Nobody
you,
eat any seeds.
So throw up.
So you basically,
Someone tell that to Shatter Shield.
if you are able to and willing to spread word to the public that people can become watchful of the food and water they eat and drink.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh.
definitely.
Boil water order going out.
Yeah.
Do we
Don't
have,
don't
do
eat
we,
any
do
seeds.
we have an herbalist or anything right now in town?
They're not in town.
The best you have is it's your boy, your girl.
Elga.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
Oh yeah, she is our herbalist.
maybe
Mhm.
Jubilos as an alchemist?
Yeah. Yep. And to some extent, like Laku's gonna have some knowledge
Yeah.
around that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you
Maybe
know what?
we need to open like a clinic, a free clinic.
Yep.
For free checkups.
And get everyone drinking mead.
We're sifting
yeah.
all of the food.
It's like the fucking plague thing of like, don't drink water, wait until it's been processed and
Yeah,
cleaned.
exactly.
Might as well get some oranges for scurvy just in case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
there
you
you
know
go.
what? Can we do an orange mead, best of both worlds?
Ooh, that does sound good.
Blood orange.
Blood orange mead.
Mm.
That's what Holman and
They get the
Barnabas are
oranges.
doing. They've got like an orange shop down
Yeah.
by the lake. People are going out on like little paddle
lake
boats and stuff.
scurvy.
Take this orange with you just in case you're out there for too long. I'm going paddle boating.
Nobody.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I don't know. I got James. I thought it was kind of a silly joke, but whatever.
I just love the idea of going on a paddle boat and being like, in case you need it.
In case you need
There's a
this.
Here's a
Bag
bag
of
of
oranges.
oranges and a crate of hardtack.
Nobody's allowed to drink water. You can only drink mead from the meadery.
Yeah.
Only
cidery,
the only
right?
way to stay safe
Yeah.
is sponsored cider from.
You do have to
Yep.
pay for it, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the checkup's free. The mead's not.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is HMO. Yeah, this doesn't cover mead. Sorry.
You should have gone for the PPO if you
That
wanted that
makes it
included.
sad.
The,
Right.
the,
True,
the
true.
CEO, the CEO lives right over there. Go shoot him in the face.
Deny, defend, oppose.
As long as you've met your deductible, it's
Yep.
fine.
It's free
However-
free healthcare in Chatter Shield. It's part of it.
Your deductible is met.
Not your individual, but your family.
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to keep my shit
Down
together,
with
but
the
that really
insurance
sorry.
system.
Sorry.
That's
The,
what Gregory was before. He worked for United Health.
The mead can be paid
Corey
for.
was the CEO.
He's one of
United-
those guys that like
United
goes in and
Galarian.
peddles the samples.
Yeah.
The mead
God.
can be paid for with your flex plan.
Oh,
So,
nice. Yeah, you just reimburse yourself.
Gregory
HSA card.
Yeah.
Gregory Sackler.
Ew.
Ew.
We typically, if you can't tell, keep our politics in our podcast. So if you got a problem with that,
He's like, why are you drinking
Yeah.
mead?
Also-
Just consume opium.
yeah.
It's fine.
There are 0 side effects. It's non-addictive. It's non-habit forming.
Shout out to Michael Keaton in that show. Dope Sick.
Mhm.
I'll have to check that. I haven't seen that. So I'm
Oh
so
my
far behind
God.
on TV.
Shout
Dope
out
Sick
to.
is like so fucking good.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's good.
I just watched the
It's
Tim
way
Riggins,
better
the
than
Tim
the
Riggins
Netflix
one.
shit.
Dang.
So this is one of those things in which I'm going to need you all to join me in some improvisational storytelling.
Okay, cool.
Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna grab hands.
Because according to the rules, you've gathered the following information. I guess we could intuit that looking through the notes gets you there, but if it comes up somewhere else, whatever. Because at this research threshold, you also you're just giving more evidence linking back to goblins, maybe?
Mm.
And it does seem like these cultists keep a hideout somewhere in the Selin Hills.
Okay.
Let me Google this real
I'm
quick.
sure, as we were talking with back and forth to Shatter Shield, some of the goblins in our town were like, yeah, we got an idea of where these people would probably hang out.
Is there any way to intuit whether or not the goblins that were part of the Goblin Kobold War were cultists? Can we recall
no,
what
keep in
we
mind,
saw?
the kobold, little kobold war was mites. It was,
Mites, that's
Mm.
right.
It was, gremlins.
Right, mites.
Yeah, midflits.
Can I use Stolen Lands lore to posit where this Sullen Hills may be?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Stolen Hills are pretty simple. I'm actually pulling
Okay,
up a
we
map.
probably
But,
know
south
that
of
is.
us,
but if you
right?
want to
Yeah.
make some Stolen Lands lore and maybe know some shit about it, 100%.
Hell
Hundo%, if you know what I mean.
How
Just
does
trying to
insurance
remember
work again?
places we've been.
You don't get your
proficiency?
you get your proficiency modifier to 10, but you don't get your attribute modifier.
Yep.
Can I aid him with survival?
I'm
If you
gonna
click
roll
on
this.
No, because this is just regional knowledge, not like tracking or wildlife.
Does
Okay.
Path Builder not tell you automatically what it is?
I'm clicking. That's what I've been doing for the last 30 minutes, remembering number one, what I had assurance for. I have another feat in here, Trap Finder, that I haven't been using, so I'm going to start using that again.
I mean, you haven't been in a dungeon in a hot second.
Yeah.
Give yourself
That's
some
true.
credit.
But so I can either take
I have
take
sanctification.
21, I think, or I can roll.
Yeah, your choice. And you also receive no penalty. So the really classic one is assurance on athletics. Then you're
Yeah.
if you're swimming in all of your gear, no penalty.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll it because it's fun.
It is fun.
Does this ground need sanctified?
21. Take that, assurance.
Okay, so let's talk about the Selin Hills. So these are the rolling hills through which the Little Selin River flows, strewn with boulders, copses of trees, miles of green ridges with stretching in between them. Yet it's a mistake to view this idyllic landscape as safe. For some context, the Little Selin River is this is the far more downstream version of where the hunting grounds is the very northeast edge of the Selin Hills. So we got a map here. Keep in mind the Tusk Water, that lake, your town, Shatter Shield, is just in the north of the Tusk Water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to
Straight
the
orange
east,
sand there.
Yep. Very east of that, you get the camel lands that kind of stretch right around the area of that. And the very southern edge, in between the forest and the Hooktongue Slough to the west, and the Tors of Lavines and the mountain ridge to the right, that's the Selin Hills. So basically, the southern edge of the stolen lands from the forest to the mountains is the Selin Hills.
So we should be able to find these goblins super easy. It's only 12 hexes.
Yeah, it's only so many miles. What I will say
All
is you do
unexplored.
know, I'm going to give you a couple of fucking things out here about the Selin Hills. Technically, the Flame Drake that you all killed was in the Selin Hills.
Oh,
All right.
Things that you might, I'll give you some things you might encounter in the Selin Hills.
Is the Dwarven Stronghold in the Sullen Hills?
It's just outside.
Okay, so that's
of
kinda
just
where it
Selin
ends.
Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just to the west outside of
Up
the
to
Selin
here.
Hills. At that point, you're getting into the Gnarl Marches.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
rolls?
So yeah, there are some trolls. Because a lot of the troll bands come in. Ekendayu has always talked about the troll bands that were sort of working the Selin Hills area.
Yeah.
Manticores are not
Great.
unseen out here. Same with wyverns.
Fantastic.
Every once in a while, you will occasionally run into a boulette, can be
Oh.
fat. Boulettes
Oh, wow.
are sort of native to this area.
What's a
Oh.
boulette?
It's like a boring,
They're like
a boring creature, like boring through the ground.
I was like, what are you talking
It's
about? They're
fa-
really
no,
cool.
Yeah, it's
they're like,
fantastical.
they're
Yeah,
like reptilian
They're like
and
big ass land sharks that eat
yeah,
rocks.
they're
Yeah.
essentially
Hate
and they're
that.
like
the
very
monster from Beetlejuice in the desert.
they're very
Oh,
like
except
well
smaller
armored,
legs.
right?
What's that?
They're kind of like well armored.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're like armored
Yep.
land sharks. I'll also say, because it's about that time, you just so happen, word makes it back. You actually know there is a bounty out on a manticore. There's as your town grows, so does the artists in your community. There's a local and quite eccentric poet, by the name of Iosis Iosis V. Marelian, who wants to write a complex epic using only pens crafted from manticore spikes.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
damn.
an
And so
eccentric
Aioli character is pretty weird.
This guy.
he will pay quite well for a healthy collection of them to see him through this strange epic. These posters have been starting to show up, and you remember hearing about this. So if you if basically one whole so you think if you can harvest them well, carefully without destroying a lot, maybe one manticore's worth of spikes would do it. Otherwise, you'd need two.
Okay.
And he'd pay. The payment he's offering is a rare book of halfling poetry.
All right.
To collectors, probably worth more than 200 gold.
Okay.
Lindsay might like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Plus, there's also just money. Yeah, selling hills. And then let me
I'll be
see.
selling that book.
Boo.
I liked it.
No, that's actually pretty good. Additionally,
A Bullet's legacy, though, so it doesn't exist.
Oh, damn. Yeah, take that, Game Master.
no, it does. It just isn't actively being used anymore. I will say that I think this one. You also remember that in somewhere around there, you remember hearing stories about it's off to the west. It's probably near like the western edge of the Selen, or maybe closer to where the Trolls' keep was. That there was an old ruin built long ago by elves. Some saying it's full of treasures. Others say it's haunted by angry spirits and worse.
Cool.
Is
Yeah.
that how you guys roll?
Mm-hmm. What? That was for...
We got to grave rob that.
We should probably explore that.
Yeah, it's whatever. There's just, there's tons of things.
The goblins could live there.
Oh, so this is all places
That's
we
true.
could
Well,
go
these
right
are all
now.
missions and places
Remember,
we can go. These are the
open-
options of our sandbox.
This is options of
Sandbox.
our sandbox game. Oh, see, I'm into this. When I think
we should
sandbox,
start
though, it's
doing
like
this.
we could, like in a sandbox game that I'm scared of, like we could quit king making and go do something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
you totally could. I'd be like a little pissed, but you could.
Are you guys? Let's do it. Let's piss James off.
Season 3 is going to be in
Season
like
3.
4 years.
It's gonna be so long.
And it won't even be Pathfinder. It'll
No,
be
yeah.
Pathfinder 7. It'll be Pathfinder 8th edition or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man,
The remastered,
Um,
remaster.
do we have which one's closest? Do we want to do that? Is it super easy?
I like the idea with the Manticore and like Nikolai is like, we've been killing monsters.
I mean,
There's also the
assume-
cult's headquarters. That seems like it could be pressing.
I assume
Yeah,
that
we
Oh,
should
it's
probably
just
start
kind
there.
of
Colt's heads. Yeah,
Well,
we
you
should
feel like
definitely
to
go that.
I mean, you don't know where. Like, you feel like the cult
Right.
has a hideout.
There's
Yeah.
a good chance we could run into one of these things while we're looking
That's
for
what
it.
I'm
so-
saying.
Yeah,
I
okay.
assume it's kind of whatever we find while we're
Mhm.
going around.
Exactly.
Okay, let's just drop down into a hex.
See, Trent
All that
gets it.
role played, I want to say that
Oh, do we-
Nikolai's like,
is it-
let's go kill stuff.
Yeah.
Do we want to
Body.
try and find that priest at all?
You could ask around about a priest.
I will.
Yeah.
Because I think people
Religion?
who are healers are probably good to have on
Yeah.
our side right now.
You want to
True.
do some religion discussions?
I'll do some
Yep.
collected priestly information using diplomancy.
Yeah,
Go
you
to-
want to ask around?
Go
Yeah,
diplomacy. a
Anybody
map
seen
person.
somebody who's very self-important about their healing ability?
Mhm.
A Saren Rayan, if you will.
Oh, nice.
Boo.
'Kay.
Yeah, what do you got?
28 diplomacy.
Diplomancy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's
yeah,
popular.
it's the best type of mage.
Mhm.
Yeah, a couple of reports people have talked about hearing tales. No, you can't meet anyone who's met this person directly, but you hear a few more people who've told stories, or have heard tale of this. A priest of Sarenrae who was looking for something or following something inside of like that forest in the western edge of the Greenbelt, just the southwest of you. You think, from what you're hearing, it sort of sounds like a little bit north of where the bandit camp you busted up was.
Oh.
And somewhere, or maybe a little to the west of there, but sort of that region of the woods where the first bandit camp.
Is that the one we turned into a lumberyard?
That hasn't become a lumberyard yet. That's really far north. That's way closer to Oleg's. But yeah, along that forest line, but going in a little deeper. You think if you want to just go looking, that'd be your best place to look. But you will just be kind of, moving around the forest, just trying to see what you find.
So that's Nikolai's second option. Walking around the woods.
I mean, we're not that far from that area right
now, right? It would be a little out of your way, but you could just sort of like go through the woods on the way down to Shattershield before you headed down south to the Salon Hills. And like scouting out more of the woods is then things you can add back to them anyway.
Yeah.
So
may as well do that.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, we can spread along the top of our nation.
And if we don't find it, we don't find it.
Cool.
The White Wizard approaches.
Oh, I was thinking of what if our special forces, because the Black Tears are like our adversaries, something like the White Wolves, because our shady ass werewolf over here.
We have met white wolves.
And Ekondayu has a dog.
I thought you were gonna say like the kerchiefs. Because of the tears.
White handkerchiefs?
Yeah. The hankies.
The white hankies.
Because I don't want anyone's special group to be too much about white and cloth. You're getting into some weird places with
true.
that.
That is true.
That's true.
But it could be a hilarious thing that like the sign of all of your special forces is like a folded kerchief slightly sticking out of a pocket with like a symbol embroidered on it.
Oh man. And then out of that, above that patch is an actual kerchief sticking out.
Yeah.
Could be the white onions causing the tears.
The onions. There's always more layers.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Wow.
Okay, so it's the goal to like head out and kind of work your way through the forest.
I think so. Yeah.
It'll take at minimum an extra day, if not two, because you don't have roads here. But you're on horseback.
We've sent a message to the city that we're, out doing this stuff.
Yeah,
so.
the general communications you're getting from Shattershield in this time is that like things are broadly okay.
I doubled patrols.
Yeah.
I just want that noted.
And I'm sending my letters straight to Grigori.
Was there enough budget to hire on some extra help, Lucky?
No.
Okay.
Even if there was,
when
you
you
would
said
say no.
Yeah.
When you were talking about budget, I was just like, nope.
No.
He's not going to do that.
He's like, I'm actually raking in cash right now,
There's
but
just
no.
not enough budget to save the town.
Your got me because I was like, oh, is he thinking about it? No.
No.
All right. So you head down into the woods and you're kind of working your way through the northern like Gnarl Marches area. Yeah. So I will say along your first day moving it, you swear you do hear like chittering or weird movement in the tree canopy above and around you.
It's a crouching tiger, red dragon.
Monkeys.
Could be. You never know.
Yeah. Was this like a perception check opportunity?
And like at what point in the day you swear you hear like what?
Huh?
Did you just say idiot says what?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yes. but your character can't quite make out what it is. But like, yeah,
What?
it's something like that.
Can I roll
What?
survival?
Sure. It's a secret check with your bonus.
10.
Can I aid?
Sure.
Plus 12.
You find no tracks or like sign of abnormal wildlife out here.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, it's just some kind of weird fucking shit. It's whatever.
It's some weird fucking shit.
Anyone else want to make any other checks?
I guess just perception to see if I can.
That's what I
Yeah,
should've
that's all
done.
I have. Yeah.
Okay. What's
way
your
higher.
bonus?
Plus 11.
Yeah. You don't see anything. Right away.
Looks good to us.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Must be
It's
a
probably
bird.
nothing.
Probably nothing.
Nikolai kind of like wiggles his ear like maybe there's some ringing in there.
Mop.
Yeah.
Mop.
Mop.
Tinnitus from back in the war.
Okay, so let's let's use this. Oh man, did I actually bring? Oh yeah, we got a map here in the Kingdom Tracker. So Oleg's is up here. You've
Yeah.
worked your way here. Where do you want to go next? We can go west or southwest.
Well,
Talk to
the mountains or the hills we're heading to are south
there is where the
right?
far
Yeah, so
You're up here.
southwest.
Yeah, let's just keep going
you're here.
right
In that
along
direction,
the
yeah.
edge. Right
So
along the
so
edge
do you
of
want
the
to go
forest.
to hard west or southwest?
Can we go along the edge of our?
You can go along the edge. Most of the stories you heard is that this person would have been further in, like sort of in that
Oh.
middle row.
Can we like go wide?
Oh yes, you want to go far
Yeah, go
west and then
wide
sort of
outside
carve
of
down
our
in.
country.
Sure,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
cut
that
through the
makes
middle.
sense.
Okay.
I don't
Let's see,
know
this
if
is-
it's helpful, but I have what's it called? Sorry, I just had it. Efficient Explorer.
Yes, dude, that's
Forest.
sick.
Oh shit,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Nice.
Yeah, so you won't just be walking through, you'll actually be like cataloging
Yeah.
this. So this will also help with the kingdom stuff because
Yep.
you'll be
Oh, yeah.
logging this. These will all
I
be
need to
eligible
take
for
these notes.
claiming. And you can always ask me in the future about any of these things, Jason. So in the
Okay.
place in the very first sort of ridge area of the forest, you find like some interesting radish patches and some growth in the area that could be cultured. If nothing else, you might want to bring some back if you want to start growing some like
I'll do that.
River Kingdom radishes.
Sure.
You do
Some
find
seedlings.
some evidence here that that this is a common area where like kobolds sort of come through and like collect them. You're finding evidence of them being down there. You're able to move over. You get some of the just like weird sounds. I was gonna say what? And then you move down in deeper, and it's on day 2. You probably have to camp. You've covered 2 hexes in the first day, and
Okay.
day 2, you start off and you get to a part of the forest that has like oddly thick tangles of brambles, and it's almost hard to get through, almost as if like the forest itself is sort of created a green wall around something.
Hmm.
I think
Pushing.
we should definitely go in that.
Mm-hmm.
The odder thing is, as you start to push through, it gives way to a clearing, which isn't abnormal, except that this seems to have been created like intentionally. The border of this clearing is partially defined by ruined stone pillars.
Oh damn.
Sick. Let's go
Does
check it out.
Yeah,
happen
100%.
to have a lake next to it?
There is like a pond in front of like
Oh.
these steps that are leading up to something,
Does it look familiar to me?
like something you've seen in a dream
Yes.
years before.
Nikolai just stops in his track. I've seen this in a dream. Several, actually.
Oh, weird.
The
You-
western face of this clearing is dominated by a looming mass of rock, nearly 300 feet across,
Jeez.
rising to a moss-topped height of 100 feet at the center.
Whoa.
The side of the towering escarpment is facing the clearing has been covered and carved into the likeness of an immense elk. Its antlers drooping down from its weathered face to frame a 50-foot wide cave entrance.
Oh snap.
Proceed.
A flight of stone steps is leading up to the entrance from the forest clearing. The steps in the elk face, they look old, thickly encrusted with moss. And sure enough, the base of these steps is a 50-foot long oval reflecting pool.
Hmm.
Nikolai just found his new house. Just like Skyrim, can you buy this?
You can like hang all your suits of
work,
armor all
work
around.
to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It becomes your bag of holding.
Yeah. Are we able to push through these brambles, or are we
Yeah.
up at those
Oh
steps?
yeah, you kind
or
of push through it and you can kind of see this a little bit. It's wild. You can tell that it was obviously like once a very clearly tended shrine of some sort, but nature certainly seems to have reclaimed it.
I think Jonas would be like slapping the Baron like with the back of his hand, like, "Hey, you seeing this?"
Yeah,
He's
Nikolai
like
just
looking right at it, like, "Yeah,
no checking for traps. He's
yeah."
walking.
I'll yeah. Are we shifting
Wait,
to
does it seem like the clearing
exploration? Yeah.
was magically made, or like it was done by someone?
This clearing is like, it looks like it was made by a people or person.
Okay, so that means there might be people
Mhm.
or a person nearby.
Right. This is very
this is
cool,
all
but
very
Arthur
old.
will have his weapon out as we approach.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Lucky go to stealth mode.
You're walking up towards the steps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You start kind of working your way up this like towards it. And you want to see like a little image of this place?
Yeah.
Of course, I do.
kinda
I've
see,
been
like, this is the
imagining
map.
this shit my whole
So this
time.
doesn't have
Ooh.
like the whole elk thing,
Oh,
but
cool.
you can see
Badass.
like it's clearly like person made.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a
And you see-
created reflecting
Yeah.
pond.
Oh yeah, no, like this is not like a natural thing.
Yeah.
Is it as big as the one in DC?
No, I believe this one is explicitly like 20 feet across and like 40 or 50 feet long.
Would have been way easier for.
Forest.
I was just making that joke.
Oh, nice.
It would have been way easier for her to get across the pool if it was that short
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
was that small.
As you start to like walk up towards it, you hear a voice kind of come from the edge of the other edge of the clearing, the one that you didn't come through. I would be careful before you walk much further.
I look for that voice.
And you see a figure walking towards you from the other side of the clearing. You know what? Oh my God! You know what it's time for?
Yes,
Yeah.
we haven't done this in a bit.
What do you got? It's a person.
It's a Targaryen
Yeah.
Sure.
They have a hood.
and a
They have a
Saren Ray emblem in their hand.
Do they look youngish? I can't tell.
It's a Don Flowery.
It's like a 1980s 35.
yeah.
Okay.
Here's another image of them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So talk us through what this person looks like.
Cloak,
Yeah.
hood up.
Big satchel. Like
yeah,
blue.
like a sweet white cloak, light blue pants,
Yeah, some
underneath,
sort of holy
gray
symbol.
cloak,
Saren
Rayian,
Some
a dawnflower symbol, hooded.
Very
Like a
classic Sarah Ray
yeah,
sort of
standard
cleric looking.
white
Yeah.
folk look.
Yeah, standard issue white folk. Yeah,
It's very like it,
Very
it just
caucus features.
it seems it's very like classic Sarah Ray
Yeah,
priest
classic
looking
Saren Ray
garb.
with
Yeah.
blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde
I-
hair, light
is it a-
skin.
Man,
You,
woman. I can't.
you probably can't tell. You
They?
can ask.
Mhm.
You can ask. You can ask about pronouns.
What
I was
are your
gonna say,
pronouns?
what's up?
Oh, I use he him.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
You look self-important. I'm not gonna lie.
We
he
have
sort
heard.
of walks his way over. Hi, I am called Tristan. I've been watching this site from afar for a few days, trying to figure out how I can look closer at it. There's a creature of sorts in there.
What kind of creature?
I don't entirely know. It's not quite a bear, but something is wrong with it.
I've seen your movie. You get eaten by that bear at the end.
What?
Some,
Do you-
some dead bear reanimated by the forest itself.
Fudge. What brought you here?
I just felt the need to come to this area.
Do you know what this place is?
It's obviously a shrine of some sort to, I'm guessing, a rastal. The elk symbolism isn't subtle, but it's beautiful.
Does anybody have read aura or anything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell him this is been coming to me in a dream. This place.
That's fascinating. What did your dreams tell you about?
Nothing. It was just me standing at the end of the pool, looking toward the temple.
That's so interesting. You'll excuse me. So I am a priest of the Dawnflower, as I'm sure the whole get-up sort of says. But I'm fascinated by this place. I feel as though it has some sort of affliction over it. Something about here obviously isn't right. Even when they're untended, shrines of Erastil in nature are. They don't feel like this.
Nikolai kind of gets the same vibes. Like this looks like something, and I am a cleric of Erastil. This place is very important to me.
I was praying for an opportunity to cleanse afflictions, to learn more about curses as I attempt to fight them. What led me here. Perhaps,
Do you want to come with us?
like, genuinely so much. I was a little worried about doing it on my own, honestly. Saren
We're-
Ray's
Kind of badass. We should.
Saren Ray's
it'd be fun.
gifts are strong, but only so strong.
Yes, Ragathiel's gifts are even stronger.
Oh, shit. Well,
Oh, come on. You couldn't smell it on me as you approached?
I was...
I could smell the Saren Ray on you.
Well, I'm excited to learn more about that.
And I'm his wingman. It's very, like, puzzling to me.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
This guy
I'm not
had-
talking that to anybody. That's like Jonas talking to himself.
We don't know whose side this guy's
well, that's
on. there.
really exciting.
Yeah.
Did you, looking from your garb, have you done much work in Lastwall then? So sorry for everything that's happened there.
Quite a bit, yes. My dad was actually involved in that whole thing initially. So
And you can see him like kind of step forward and then like kind of get a read on Arthur and then not touch Arthur, but just sort of, I'm glad to find so many friends of the Dawnflower wherever I walk. Thank you all for your kindness and even just the short time you've shared with me. But I do believe I've overstepped. Although I've introduced myself as Tristan, if you are so comfortable as to, it would mean much to me if I could learn your names.
my name is Arthur
It's a pleasure to meet you, Arthur of
Astus.
I've heard of Astus just briefly.
Well, I am Baron Nikolai Medved, the ruler of Astus.
Oh, well, it is truly an honor and a pleasure then. Is there much of a congregation of the Dawnflower in your home?
None, actually.
Not even one? Like quietly?
None that I've seen.
Oh, well,
It's kind of
okay.
weird, as,
Yeah,
as big as she is.
yeah. It's odd. What about you, good sir?
Yeah, I'm lucky.
Oh, my day as well. He looks to Jonas.
We know most of the council.
That's odd that you're out here doing this, but it's so wonderful to get to meet you.
Some people in town have a problem with that too. That we're all out here.
One people in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that one.
And then
dude.
I give him the dap.
Ooh.
32
Instantly, just
with
like
the
into
glad
it.
hand.
Oh,
Shh.
this is truly
From one
Quite the
beautiful
day.
person to another.
Just became a citizen of Astus.
all right. Well, shall we
Where are we
find
going?
the heart of this curse then?
I understand it's part of the game, but there was a part of me hoping that Dom was the one that was out there.
yeah.
Well, there's always a chance for him to send word
That's
to the
true.
greater
That's
church.
true.
We're just bringing in all of our old characters.
Bring it all up.
I have always imagined that everything that's going on in the world that we've ever been, that's
Oh, I always
You know,
always
I'm
how
I'm
I've
going
run
to
it.
do that for 7 Dooms. I'm going to
Yeah.
totally put that in
Yeah.
this universe. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
please do
100%,
run it in
100%.
the
Mhm.
extended Live to Die
Yep.
universe.
Extended Live to Die.
You can talk about the unrest
What's,
engulfs the new
just-
kingdom.
afterwards, just give me the timeline because I think
Yeah.
I'm going to keep. So this is probably in the past. for 7
Not by
Dooms.
much, because
Yeah.
I jumped us really hard
Yeah.
forward when I did
Yeah.
the time jumps. We're
Match
probably
the
about
goal.
on
Yeah.
par with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you all walk up the steps. And I want you to keep in mind like the cave that this is leading into. Think like Dagobah, the Yoda's cave sort of like vibes.
Can I do a perception or a religion check just
Mhm.
to get a vibe? Or we'd also talked about Read Aura,
Yeah.
is this holy, unholy? What does it feel like?
It feels. Yeah. Give me a religion check.
Okay. 20. Dirty.
You feel like this used to be something beautiful, but something has aged wrong. Something grew mean or angry or evil here.
I'm finally going to get to sanctify some shit
Mm-hmm.
And you know when we can do that?
Oh,
next week.
Tune in next week.
Damn it.
Wow.
I had no idea.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Want to support us? Check us out at patreon.com/live to die pod. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more.